Hello everybody, today I wanted to make a video about Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment and the discourse that there is going on online. I have seen a lot of disrespectful stuff like calling it a bottom master and trying to make the game look bad, and I felt that that kind of resonated with a personal experience that I had recently. So I myself have been playing a lot of JRPGs. If you're watching these videos, you know I play fighting games, I used to play MMORPGs, I used to play MOBAs and a lot of other competitive online multiplayer games. And I was not really stepping up outside of those specific bubbles that I already made for myself and I was feeling comfortable. So this year I gave myself a little bit of a challenge of playing a lot of my backlog, but also playing games that I have not really tried myself, but I kind of like stopped or didn't play because, you know, it was popular that they're not good at all. So specifically here, I did that with The Last of Us. Both 1 and 2, I thought that those games were garbage because everyone was so vocally against their entire existence. And I don't care about politics and all of that, I don't really care, and I don't follow politics, and if you do, good for you, but I don't, and I don't care. So for me, that was never really about that, I thought they were just generally bad games. And I tried them last month, and I was really surprised by how not just the first game was great, but how insanely better gameplay wise was the second game. And I thought to myself, I was so stupid that I was gatekeeping these games because someone online said, they are trash. And I thought, yeah, this situation looks trash and I should avoid them. So yeah, if you learn anything from this video, at least I think that you should try stuff on your own and make your own judgments instead of just hearing something from someone that maybe has a lot of influence, or you know, you hear other stuff and you agree with. Just at least give it at least a chance on your own before you judge it completely like you played it yourself, because you know, as I said, I have done this myself, no one is perfect, but all we can do is just do better, right? And I thought the same also about some specific game that I have come to love as well, and that was on one of the genres that I love, JRPGs, Dragon Quest 7. I always thought that people were saying it's too long, it's boring, and nothing happens, and it's a trash game. And I put it off for so long because I saw all the things that people were saying online. And to me, after I played this on my 3DS quite recently, I played a lot of it. I haven't finished it yet, but I have played like 40 hours. I have to say that that was bogus, that was stupid of me to just ignore the game because someone online said, yeah, it's not a good game. You know, it's easy to dismiss stuff when there are so many games out there to just play something else. So, getting into the point of the video. What makes the Warriors and in general Musou games great? At least in my opinion, after I have been playing them for a while this year. You feel like one-man army when you're playing these games. There is a lot of satisfying clean loops that giving you this kind of like comfort experience that you can talk with your partner, or that you can, you know, do something else, or like watch a match or watch a show and not pay full attention to it if you really want to. And you can also do that with someone that is not really good at video games, but you want to play something co-op. It has this kind of arcade experience like how you would have with beat 'em ups, that you will get it with this as well, that you can just enjoy a co-op game without really expecting too much from the other person. But just, you know, you can just play together. It is not easy to die, so like they're not gonna get overwhelmed. So everyone can play these games. But then, if you want to put like some effort, some higher effort to do stuff, you can definitely do it, because these games, they give you a lot of freedom. You can do them without like clearing the whole map and strategically clearing with all the objectives to be done on time. You can totally do that, and that is what makes like those games a little bit harder. Like if you do everything correctly and then like you start doing speedruns on specific maps on how you can clear it faster and more efficient, and kind of like again as a more arcade experience kind of thing. And a lot of these challenges that you do can be kind of self-imposed, because these games are made to make you feel good and enjoy the characters, enjoy the story, and enjoy like what you really want from a game without really having too much stress. And I think that when people are going out on a limb to just hate on something like this, it just kind of feels wrong, because at the end of the day, if you dislike it, that is completely fine. Like, this is not really a popular genre anyway. But I think at least you should give it the benefit of the doubt and try it yourself, before you make any really harsh judgments on if this is a good game or not. What I really love about this genre in general is that it simulates battlefield situations. You have like these things that happen in a big battlefield, like ambushes, protecting the allies, helping out your favorite characters, and in general like kind of like trying to control the chaos of a battlefield. That is very unique in specifically video games. That doesn't really happen. Usually you get these 1 versus 1 games, or you get some like super action specifically games that you kind of like control small types of battlefields, but never really as huge as these. And especially when it comes to some also historical battles, that you kind of feel like it's cool. And in a way, this is how they have made this work so well with different genres, when they took it from outside of Dynasty and Samurai Warriors to put it on games like Zelda and Fire Emblem. On Fire Emblem, what they did was that they gave you the situation that you can just play the game and feel like not only you have the Musou experience, but you also have the Fire Emblem experience, specifically here, where you can control strategically where your units go, how to counter, and how to escape some certain situations, and again control the battlefield. I think the Fire Emblem is the best thing that they have ever done, and it just works really, really well with Musou games. But specifically here, Age of Imprisonment is also amazing, because in general, Zelda games, unlike Fire Emblem games, they don't really focus on the story. In these specific games, like Age of Calamity and now Age of Imprisonment, they focus on some very specific situations. And here, specifically on Age of Imprisonment, is about the war and the war and the war that you keep hearing in the game, and you never get any context on Tears of the Kingdom. And I think when you think of it like that, in this kind of concept, it is really cool that this game even exists, because Zelda games, they don't really give a lot, and people really try to get little crumbs to create these storylines and all of that stuff, and then you hear at the end that the developers don't even think about it when they're making these games, which is quite funny. But I think these games exist and just for the story, for people that love Zelda and love Tears of the Kingdom, definitely like you cannot go wrong. This is just more Zelda, and to be honest, this is the best Zelda games have ever looked. This game is like the best looking Zelda game ever made. And as I said, like, you learn more about the Age of Imprisonment, the war and love stuff. You learn a lot more about the characters, which is really important, you learn more about Mineru on this start of the game than you do the whole game on Tears of the Kingdom, because it's just not that kind of game. So here you get a lot of context from that, and I think it is really cool that this happens. Then when you go to the gameplay aspect, I don't think anything has to be doing about the combos. These games are not about the combos. Like, you get those chaos and you feel cool or whatever, but the game is mostly about, as I said before, the battlefield situations, like protect, capture, and do these specific things. It's not about having these crazy combos, because they are easy to execute. You can beat the whole game just by spamming the light attack combo and never care. And also, you have other situations where you can just try to keep your hit combo. Not specifically here, but in other Musou games, you have hit combos. And people try to keep maintaining their combo on all the map. It is a self-imposed challenge, but it works, like, it's pretty cool. So here specifically you don't have that, but you have other stuff like synchronized attacks, which is like fantastic. Like, you get every couple that you can make of different characters, like Mineru and Roru gonna have a different synchronized attack than Mineru and Zelda, and Zonia, and all of those characters. I'm not gonna say all of them, but all of those characters, they have really interesting stuff that you can do with them, and the gameplay just feels really good and relaxing. You can make it harder for yourself if you want. This specifically here, the gameplay that you're watching is on the harder difficulty. And I do that because most of the Musou games, if you see people talking about it online, most of them going to tell you don't play on the normal, because it is not really how these games supposed to be played. You want them to be a little bit more beefy, so you will want them to be usually to play these games on hard and to understand the mechanics and how you get punished by mechanics in these games. I personally think that this game is fantastic. I have been really enjoying my time with it, and not just with this specific game, but in general with Musou games. And I think also that the Zone Eye devices and how you use them strategically in this gameplay, you see none of that because I just forgot. But Zone Eye devices, they just feel really, really cool to use. And when you place them well, it just feels great. Like, you feel good about yourself that you did something really cool. Just like when you're playing the Zelda game and you're figuring out a puzzle and you figure it out with the Zone Eye devices and you feel like, wow, I did this cool thing. You do the same here, but with different context of, instead of figuring out a puzzle that, oh, this enemy is, you know, getting damaged more because of the fire. So I exploded him, so now I got to finish this map easier. So it rewards your curiosity of trying new stuff with just, you know, trying out and playing the game differently. So that is what I really think about this. I think that people at least should give this game a chance, and if you feel unsure, you can just try to get it physically, because it's a full game in the cartridge. And if you get it physically, you can just return it if you live in a place where you can do returns on the games. You have it for a week or whatnot. Like, you're pretty much gonna know if you're gonna like this game after playing it a couple of hours. So I would suggest give it a go. I personally think that it's a waste to just read something online and then decide that that is the truth. So yeah, like, if you have the chance and if you have the ability to do this, please give it a go, because if you like Zelda and if you like Tears of the Kingdom, I don't think there is a way that you're gonna hate this game. I just don't think it's possible. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Please let me know in the comments. What do you think about Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment? Did you play this? Do you plan to play this? Are you trying to play Age of Calamity first? Or are you waiting for a Switch 2 patch upgrade? Please let me know in the comments below, and let's have a nice discussion about this, right? Like, if you have a different view about this genre, please let me know. all is respectful and all is accepted, as long as it's, you know, conversation and it's not like, oh, I'm right, you are wrong, and blah blah blah. So yeah, thank you for watching and see you next time.